Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Corey Weir.
Some rather chilly weather earlier today, but don't worry, into the week and weekend it should get a little bit more mild. We've reached our low of -20 on the day, but the rest of the day should be -5, feeling more like -10. Thursday will be partly cloudy with a high of -3 and a low of -9. Friday, there's a 40% chance we'll see some scattered flurries with a high of only -1 and a low of -9. Weekend starts with some cloudiness with a high of -8 and a low of -12, but throughout the day it could feel like -15 with that dreaded wind chill. Sunday it's going to be sunny, but don't let that fool you. So we'll have our lowest temperature of the week at -14 and a high of -7. Nonetheless, keep bundled and stay warm, much unlike me. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Corey. Turning now to national and international news. Arrests have been made after a triple homicide shook a quiet residential area in Trois-Rivières, Quebec, early this morning. Two sisters, Raphael, 17, and Roxanne Boisvert, 22, seen here in a Facebook photo, along with their male friend Jesse Chevalier, 17, have been murdered. Two 17-year-old suspects were stopped by police around 8 a.m. this morning and later charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy. The victims were found dead after a gruesome slaying in a two-story home.
Just a day after the Conservatives unveiled the 2014 federal budget, Premier Kathleen Wynne is fuming. Wynne says the budget is a deliberate effort by the Harper government to shortchange Ontario by $641 million. Flaherty rejected Ontario's arguments and says the province's Liberal government doesn't understand how the equalization program works. Ontario's New Democrats say both Wynne and Flaherty are playing politics and doing what's in the best interest of their parties, not their constituents.
Children in Belgium may soon have the right to euthanasia. Today, government officials will be debating proposed legislation to abolish the age restrictions on who can ask to be put to death. This change in the law would allow minors to ask for euthanasia under additional conditions which include parental consent and demonstrating mental stability to a psychiatrist. Currently, only people 18 and over can ask for euthanasia. Amending this legislation appears to have wide support in the largely liberal country. Besides Belgium, the Netherlands and Luxembourg have legalized euthanasia.
Toyota is recalling 1.9 million Prius hybrids due to a software glitch that could cause stalling. Almost 14,000 of the cars being recalled are in Canada. The software glitch could damage transistors, causing warning lights to go off and reduce driving power. No injuries or accidents have been reported related to the problem.
A vicious storm has hit the United Kingdom, leaving many without power and bunkered in their homes. The UK's National Weather Service has issued a red alert stating that winds of up to 100 miles per hour are expected. Citizens in northwestern England were evacuated from their homes due to fear of severe flooding. The storm has brought in heavy rain, wind, and blizzards. It is the heaviest recorded storm in Britain's history.
And now with your sports, here's Josh McConnell.
Thanks, guys. We're going to kick things off with your Sochi watch. Olympic history was made today when two athletes tied for the gold medal in women's downhill skiing. Tina Mays of Slovenia and Dominique Yazin of Switzerland crossed the finish line at the exact same time, right down to the 100th of a second. Talk about a photo finish. A big game in women's hockey today, and what could be a preview for the gold medal finals, Team Canada took on Team USA. Canada won 3-2, snapping a 4-game losing streak against the USA. In an intense game, Canada scored 3 third-period goals en route to the win. Megan Augusta celebrated her birthday today with 2 of the goals, and Haley Wickenheiser got the 3rd. The weather is causing some problems in Sochi. It's 16 degrees there, making it even warmer than some summer games. Organizers have plenty of snow on reserve for the ski hills, but the melt still causes issues. By the end of most events, the hills are slushy. Who would have thought you could get away from winter here in Toronto by going to the Winter Games? But weather aside, Canada is faring very well. We may not be first anymore, but Canada is sitting in second in the standings just behind Germany. But Norway is creeping up behind us. There weren't as many chances to win gold today, but hopefully tomorrow we'll get back on the podium. Team Canada has made a decision about who will be starting goalie for men's hockey. Well, not really, but we're a bit closer. Game 1 against Norway will have Carey Price, and Roberto Luongo will take over for Game 2 against Austria. The team will see how each performs in net before deciding on the permanent starter. Now a little closer to home, the American Hockey League All-Star Skills Competition took place last night in Newfoundland. Two of the Toronto Marlies, Spencer Abbott and TJ Brennan, were part of the action. It was the AHL versus Far East Stad BK of the Swedish Hockey League. The AHL came out ahead 18-7. Captain Jason Jeffrey scored in the final attempt of the breakaway event to tie, then scored again in the third round of the shootout to win. Tonight the teams meet again for the All-Star game. That's at 6:30. The Raptors host the Atlanta Hawks tonight at the ACC, wrapping up the unofficial first half of the season. The Raps may be 0-1 against the Hawks, but they've been a solid 6-4 in their last 10 games. Toronto is still first in their division in 3 wins over 500. Meanwhile, Atlanta is sitting exactly at the 500 mark. Tip-off is at 7. And that's your sports update. Now back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Josh. After the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment from Julia Grabowska.
Madonna in Toronto, a Canadian comedian goes viral, and Rihanna talks money problems. That's all coming up in your entertainment update after the break.